before I get into the video, I do have another announcement. Your girl is going to be traveling this weekend and basically all of next week. So posting is going to be hectic. Yeah, I cannot tell you when the videos will be out, but I will try my best to do it in a timely manner. I'm coming. You don't got to come looking for me. I'm coming. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie, for those who don't know me, reviewing Love Island USA, Season 7, Episode 28. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. Speaking of the comments down below, ooh, y'all was mad yesterday. Y'all was angry. Ooh, there are people call you're racist. Ooh, you biased. You know what's so funny about that too? What you saw was me re-recording. So what I said initially was even worse. What I initially said was even worse than what I actually ended up putting out, and they were still mad. Anyways, this episode was like another... Whew, sorry. This episode was so It just kills me when people really crash out in the comments, because like, I hope you guys know 80% of what I'm saying is pure jokes. Like, I'm not even being serious. But anyways, sorry. They was mad and I was entertained. This episode was another palette cleanser. It was good. We needed a refresh. We really did. I know a lot of us were wondering if Ciara was going to be plucked from the show. Well, she's not. She's still here. Here's my thing about that. You know, it's a little bit difficult because regarding Yelissa, the word that she used is very commonly known as a slur, whereas the word that Ciara used, even people are only now discovering that it is a slur. But I feel like, ignorant or not, like it's kind of hard to know who had like ill intent or who was truly just blissfully ignorant. So if they're gonna plug Yelissa, I feel like they should also plug Ciara. Just being completely honest. I think you got to paint everybody with that same brush. So, hey, we'll see what they end up doing with Ciara's storyline. If they're going to keep her, if they're going to take her out, we don't know. But as for right now, she's still here. Let's talk about the episode. So Iris is very sad that her man is gone. She just started developing something that all the other girls had. And I said, girl, don't say that. They're going to use that as a reason to get you out. Okay. We know these people like to find some stupid reasons. So if you start to say, oh, I developed a really strong connection and now I'm sad that it's gone, they're going to send you to be with him quickly. Taylor is realizing that there are consequences for his actions, at least as far as America is concerned. I honestly don't get the disdain that a lot of people have for Clark. Like, even people who are trying to come for her looks, she's literally not unattractive. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Like, if you're gonna be petty, if you're gonna be mean and nasty, at least have it be something valid. They realize the situation that they're in. They're happy in their own couple, so they don't really care what America has said about them. Ace and Shelly had a rude awakening regarding how America felt about them. I feel like on Shelly's part, it honestly was just unfortunate timing because the episode we saw just before the vote did not paint her in a good light. I think that Ace still would have gotten the votes that he got, mainly because throughout the season, people have kind of been like on either side with Ace. Like, they love how he's a pot stirrer or they hate that he's a pot stirrer. But even the people who loved him at the beginning, like me, are sick of the antics. Especially because I actually want to see real love connections on Love Island. Even though sometimes I don't believe that they're going to work on the outside, I still want to see, you know, what could germinate in the show. And seeing Ace just be Ace, it was kind of frustrating. So I do think that at least the voting public, that's not to say everybody watching the show, but at least the voting public was still gonna vote the same way with Ace. That's my belief.
I was surprised to see you at the bottom all those times. I'm looking back at the categories, it's just like, damn, this was y'all thing? Honestly, I'd like to think I'm very genuine. Y'all really not fucking with me. Like, I don't know what I did to you guys. That was crazy.
She says that she's glad the vote didn't shake them, which kind of, I know this is such a reach back, but whatever. It's my channel. I can say what I want to say. This furthers my opinion that I had back when Jeremiah was in here. It confused me how quickly Huda and Jeremiah kind of flipped on each other because of America's vote. Like, if you have built a strong foundation with your person, if you have no doubt that you are compatible and that there is real life potential from your relationship, what we think should be irrelevant. Truly. I had somebody at the beginning of my relationship talking about, well, you don't know, I don't know if you could trust him. I don't know if you could whatever. Respectfully, I don't give a damn. Like, I am confident in what I have built with this person. I know them differently than you know them. They know me differently than you know me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm glad that Shelly and Ace were able to still think very fondly of each other even after our opinions. And I wish that, well, I'm glad that Huda and Jeremiah broke up, especially because it allowed Huda to have like a complete course correct, and we are seeing the fruits of that. But it would have been nice to see them just think a little bit more critically instead of just jump on the whole, oh, well, you're lying and you did this and you did that just because of outside opinions. There were a lot of conversations at the beginning here, so if you feel like I'm skimming through a lot, it's because I am. We have the Casa Boys who question Iris's intentions for staying after TJ left. I'm sure a lot of us were thinking the same thing, like, baby girl, why aren't you packing too? Where's your suitcase, mamas? You should be rolling out hand in hand like Jaden and Austin. So, yeah, I would also be wondering if Iris is even going to be capable of opening up to somebody else. But either way, Elan is like, well, if she is, I'm here. Elan, this man is just grasping at straws at this point. Grasping. Anybody? Oh, you a little bit open? Okay, it's okay. Okay, you ain't got to force every connection. Damn. Then we have Zach, who says that he's still keen on Olandra and Amaya. I couldn't tell with the way that he pursues these women. I really, really couldn't tell. He's got to work on his like approach to women. I don't know if it's just these specific women that don't bring out that romantic or gentle or soft side of him, but he just can be so like, I don't even have a word. He could just be, I'm thinking it's probably very off-putting to women. And if you are struggling to make connections, you might have to look within and say, okay, well, is my approach wrong? I don't think he is struggling with connections because I think, similar to what Amaya said, he came to make friends. I don't think he's looking for something legit. Olandra says that she is not happy with Sierra for standing behind Taylor. I mean, yeah. Sierra does admit that she did it to support Nick, and I'm like, damn, y'all were just going on about girls, girl. And here you are. Do I have to say again about the foolishness of this girl thing? Let me not. I feel like it's still a little bit too fresh. Let's just wait. My thing is, I always have a problem with people who want to proclaim girl, especially because their loyalties tend to not align with what they claim to be. I'm just saying. But anyways, we didn't really see them hash that out, so we'll see if that shows up at another time. Then we see Pepe, who asks Iris if she wants to sleep in the bed next to him, and this is like the beginning of their little flirt mans thing. At first, I was wondering why they hadn't explored each other before, but then I'm reminded that they were both bombshells at the exact same time, and oftentimes production does not want bombshells to go for bombshells. They want you to split up whatever's going on in the villa, so it is possible that they genuinely just didn't get the chance to explore each other, because I think shortly after that, the whole Huda Jeremiah thing happened. Andreina came in, and then was Casa Amor. So they really just didn't get the chance to explore things. So yeah, I'm interested to see how things go. The boys make crepes for the girls. Shelly goes down to make breakfast for Ace because, I said because she's still in his pocket. Listen, it is clear as day. I don't even know why she was entertaining this whole Chris thing. If she really was torn with Chris, I think it would have been more evident at that recoupling with the Casa people. Let me say that. From the time that she picked Ace from then, I was like, yeah, she's in his pocket, and that's never gonna change. Even Taylor asks her, well, are y'all gonna close things off then? And she's like, I don't know. And the way that she said, I don't know, you can tell that she's anticipating it, like she wants it. Ace, for one reason or another, he's just not there yet, so moving on. Pepe talks to Iris, and they bond on America putting both of their couplings in jeopardy, and then the villa voting them out. Then we see Chris talk about a dream that he had where he could potentially lose his basketball career. And I was thinking, Chris, the internet is already cooking you over this pseudo basketball career. I don't think this is the time.
You know, that's like my passion. Kind of makes me think, like, do I even want to continue if I'm all the way across the world. You know what I mean? Like, I can't put any time for real into other things. I'm trying to hold it all in right now.
You don't have to hold it in. Like, I feel the same way about my daughter and, like, being away from her. Like,
Yeah.
Well, if you're going to be an active stepfather, I think maybe this would be the time to think of a different career that'll keep you in the country for longer. Yeah. I don't know much about basketball, but I would assume even if it's the off season, you're training for the next season. So him being on Love Island in general is like, Chris says that he's happy that he gets to see a different side of Huda that most people don't get to see. He also is really fond of the bond that they've created so far. And again, I don't know what it is with the Hood Rats and their selective hearing. And also, guys, Hood Rats has nothing to do with Huda being Palestinian. One of y'all really tried it. It ain't got nothing to do with that. The nickname isn't even for her. It's for the crazy people who stand her and don't have sense. Anyways, I do believe that they have a good connection. Truly. I truly do. I'm not sure how long it could last on the outside, but as far as him actually seeing it for Huda, I believe it. As far as Huda actually seeing it for him, I believe it. He also feels like he could be the calm to her storm. Baby, I hope so. We need somebody to wrangle her in. Amaya comforts Clark because she obviously lost her friends who were in Casa with her. And she also talks about, this is Amaya, she also talks about how happy she is that America actually gets to see that she is genuine. I definitely think that a lot of people believe that Amaya can be overdramatic, even the people who do like her, like me. Some people in the comments were saying, oh, why do you guys blindly support Amaya? Number one, can we just get over this whole thing? Like, you can actually support whoever the hell you want to support. It's a freaking TV show. You could like whoever you want to like, man. It's when people go crazy online, that's the problem. That is the problem. But liking who you like, it doesn't matter, even if it's blindly or not. But for me, it isn't actually blind with Amaya. I do think that she is OTT a lot of the time. But I feel like of most, if not all, of the people who've come on the show so far, I believe in her the most. I believe in her intentions the most. I do believe that she's the most genuine. I'm really, really fond of her. I would like for her to, seek some therapy. She did say she's been through a lot, and maybe that is why her emotions are just always ready to bubble over. But as far as her heart, I love it. I think she's so sweet. She's so genuine. She's so kind. She's just precious. And I really, really like her. I actually got a voice note. And if you guys are following the reality recap, you will be able to hear that voice note in the next episode where one of the guys was saying that he wants a girl like Amaya, and he was basically shooting his shot. It was so cute. But yeah, I like when a guy can be soft with a girl like Amaya, because you can tell she has the best intentions. It's just sometimes she doesn't really know how to go about channeling her feelings in the right way and stuff like that. And so if she was with a partner who really could understand her and could get her perspective more often than just coming at her, they could create a beautiful thing. Then we see Shelly and Ace eating at the dock. We know that she made him the breakfast to make him feel better. They're rehashing their feelings from the challenge, and Shelly says that she has had an epiphany.
I don't want to explore anymore. I'm good with going back to how I felt in the first place, That chapter of me exploring Chris was enough for me to realize, I don't want to lose something good.
I appreciate that.
This is me expressing my feelings, my love for you. But I'm not in love with him, okay?
Shelly says at the end of the day, she's happy that the Islanders know her heart. America thinks the way that they think, but she is, seen in the way that she would presume herself to be by the people who know her best. So that's fine for her. Then she says she's ready to stop exploring. I was expecting something from Ace, but silence. Well, actually, he kissed her. And I was like, oh, you're not gonna. The most would have been closing things off. The least would have been, I'm done exploring too. Like, I'm not gonna have my head on a swivel right now, but it's not to say that I'm ready to close things off. But he didn't say that. And then Shelly's like, oh, I have so much love for him. I'm not in love with him though, but I have so much love for him. Baby girl. Oh Lord. With Ace, I've always felt like he's just emotionally unavailable. Can he get to that place with Shelly? Probably. During the course of the show, I don't know. And they're going to be long distance too. And now they're going to be super busy coming off the show. Shelly, I I would guard my heart. That is all. I think we have the challenge next. Yeah. So they play a game called Crashing Out. Honestly, like, we didn't really learn anything, but it's just some things that stuck out to me. Nick picked Olandria as his wing woman. Yeah, I know. Certain subsect liked that. Ace picked Olandria as his wing woman so that she could just have some fun, but then she's the one who actually hit the wall. She didn't break through the wall. Zach picks Amaya as his wing woman, and he makes out with her in the ball pit, which is not where you're supposed to make out. You're supposed to make out like at the end of the game in the smaller pit, but okay. She again says, well, what happened to the boundaries? And I feel you, Amaya, because these people be playing in your face, but whatever. Then he kisses Olandria at the end. Pepe kisses Iris, and Olandria calls out the fact that he has a type. Girl, we know. We know. Literally, we know. I had a text conversation with my friend just today being like, child, we're not surprised that Pepe's now interested in Iris. Elin also kissed Iris. She said that she preferred her kiss with Pepe. And last was Brian, who kissed Amaya, and she was really excited to kiss him. After the challenge, Pepe says that he chose Iris because he didn't want to be messy. But she is actually interested in exploring him since she never got the chance to. So I guess that there was more to what Pepe was saying. Like, yes, I didn't want to be messy because who else could I actually pick? But I am also interested in getting to know her. Yeah, that's what I'm just going to assume he meant by that. Then we have Brian and Amaya, who are hype about their kiss. But Zach wants to have a chat with her. I was annoyed, but it was a good conversation.
There we go. I was complaining about me not being a gentleman, but here I am. So yeah, I just want to get a few things on my chest. There was obviously certain things I should have spoke to you in private. When I saw you cry, I was like, shit.
I didn't like the way things ended off. And I don't like ever using any type of vulgar or profanity. That's not okay to ever speak to somebody like that. I feel hurt for calling you those names. Don't worry about it. We are still friends to the fullest.
Zach, thankfully, is learning to be more of a gentleman. I'm so glad that I wasn't tripping when I thought it. And then in the next video, in the next episode, it was called out. I was like, yeah, like he's not that guy. But anyways, he's being more of a gentleman, and he is now aware of the fact that he could have had more private conversations with Amaya instead of just airing her out like that. I personally feel like the change of heart is a little bit suspect. After you hear how America feels about the girl, you have all this change of heart. But okay. Amaya gets emotional, as Amaya does, and she apologizes for talking to him the way that she did. She feels like that's not how you speak to people, which it is not. And she doesn't want to be that kind of person. Zach says that he's glad that they're friends again, and now they're on the right track. That better be the end of the track. Okay? Don't try it again with Amaya, please and thank you. Amaya herself is like, listen, romantically, there's nothing here for this guy. I'm just glad that we're cordial, and so am I. We then see Sierra and Nick have a conversation about the outside and what it looks like to be closed off, especially because they're already closed off now. Like, is that going to be the same on the outside, or is that going to switch up?
I think, I would like to think that translates the same way. I think we would focus on each other. Like, I wouldn't say we're like boyfriend and girlfriend.
And that's
right?
like where my head's at, so.
Okay.
Can I be honest? I don't think Nick wants to be exclusive with Sierra on the outside. I just don't. I don't know. Like, and you know what? What is the worst? The Nicolandria people are getting to me, because every time I see these fan edits, I really do see the tender moments that he does have with Olandria compared to Sierra. It just feels more intentional with Olandria. Like, he's always looking out for her, always like protective over her, soft, gentle, very chivalrous, very whatever. And it's not to say that he hasn't been that way to Sierra, but we haven't seen as many examples, or at least I haven't seen those edits. Maybe it's just the edit that really got me. Something about Nick and Sierra, I don't know. I don't know. Shelly and Chris talk about the end of their little flirtments. I mean, they haven't been speaking for a while, so like, yay for closure, but also like, we knew. And they knew, so I was like, why? But anyways, she said, I'm building my connection, you're building your connection, so I guess. And then the clip kind of cuts there. So to me, it kind of gave the impression that she's just accepting the reality that they're in. And it's not necessarily that she wanted to just end things with Chris. Unfortunately, Chris felt like Shelly wasn't worth chasing anymore because she is chasing after Ace. So there's no point putting his effort there. And unfortunately, that is what was the nail in the coffin for Shelly regarding the situation with Chris. But I do feel that if he was to add a little bit more pressure, she would have been keen. But it is what it is. They're both happy that they're in their couplings. Then we have Iris and Pepe, who talk about the challenge and how it helped them kind of get out of their heads. Iris says that she's very loyal. She really doesn't date much. She doesn't spend a lot of time alone. Like, she's either in a relationship or hanging out with her friends all the time. So being alone is quite jarring for her. Pepe does kind of share that sentiment, but yeah, they don't say that they want to explore something romantic, but she seems more open than he is. He's going to have to be open, because what other options do you have? Do you want to go home? Okay, so open up. Speaking of opening up, Amaya and Brian, we knew that this was coming, but like, ooh, I'm a big fan of this.
I don't want you to change anything. The cons they said is pros to me.
It's really refreshing to like hear that, you know?
Someone like me loves that type of shit. Like, I love someone that's passionate, shows you care. You tick these boxes for me. I definitely want to explore this with you.
He is flirtatious, I'm flirtatious, and then boom, kitty and jiggly about it, which is good. You like my grandma dress?
I do.
At first I was like, aw, and then I was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, okay. Like, all right, this is a lot. I like it. I think it's cute. I love that he just fully embraces her for everything she has to offer. He's not scared off by her at all. She does say that, you know, she can crash out sometimes, but maybe he can be the piece that she needs, because he said that he doesn't crash out at all. So that could be the yin and yang that she needs. They're both very flirtatious, very, you know, sexually charged, both physically attracted to each other, both aesthetically pleasing. Honestly, Amaya, if I could vote, I would vote for you. Actually, let me text my friend Alex after I'm done doing this so she could download the app and vote on my behalf. Yeah, I like it. I'm a big fan. Anyways, as always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Oh, I haven't announced. Dang it. I always remember the announcements at the end. I'll put it at the beginning. I'll see you in the next one.